What's up, guys? Here's Ryan McCarthy with LowKick MMA. Joined by me today is big victory on this past weekend's card. Brandon Raw Dog Royval. How's it going, Brandon?
Good and yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I know we talked actually a couple weeks ago, so I'm super pumped to talk about this fight again with you. And congrats on your win. I know I'd mentioned that earlier. That was a super impressive win. Take me through how things been the last 48 hours for you.
It's been cool. Like I said, I'm still up in Abu Dhabi, so I'll be here for like the next 2 weeks. So we're just kind of hanging out and just chilling and just sulking up. I feel like I watched me get dropped like 100 times, so that's unfortunate. But whatever, like it's whatever, man. I'm glad that we put on a good show, and I'm glad I got the win, and I'm glad that I'm on pretty much vacation right here because I didn't really think about it because I was planning on staying on the fight island for the next 2 weeks, but being here with a loss and being on this island like after losing would have sucked. So I'm happy that I'm here on the win and on a good note,
Yeah, for sure. And are these 2 weeks like quarantine? Is this precaution or?
No. I have two teammates fighting. I have Luigi fighting. I have Luigi fighting. Can you see me? Sorry, I told this fool not to call me. I have Luigi fighting this week, and then the next week after that we have Yusuf Zalal fighting. So
Awesome. No, that's awesome then. So yeah, it's a nice little vacation for you. And so, I mean, take me through the fight. I mean, of course, you got dropped, and then there was this one crazy sequence in the first minute of the fight. You get clipped. You're a little wobbly on your feet, and then you do the spinning elbow, and that was
Hail Mary.
Yeah, it was one of the craziest sequences I've ever seen. Everyone I was with was screaming, and it was just awesome. So take me through that sequence for you when that happened.
I was feeling really good walking into that fight, bro. I threw that head kick, and I was like, "Oh, this might go really good." Like, because like our whole game plan is Kai Francis has a bomb of a right hand, and like we knew that going in. It's just stay circling to the right, stay to the outside of his foot, beat him on the outside of the foot, and then throw that head kick pretty much after and before every throw it after every combination because that right hand's coming, And the plan is to like go head kick. That's gonna open up the body. And then after you land the body, the head kick's going to open up again. But mainly I'm just keeping that right hand at home so I don't get smoked by it. And I think I went body after 2 head kicks and then got smoked with that right hand. And I don't know, quick lesson learned. But that being said is once that happens, it just turns into a fight or flight mode. And like I get stuck in a fight,
Yeah, for sure. And I know you just mentioned the game plan going in. So did everything kind of course, you mentioned you got hit a couple times, you got clipped another time. Was the game plan pretty fluid once you got in there, or did it kind of once that sequence happened, like you said, it was kind of just a fight from there, or were your coaches happy with how it played out?
Nah, I feel like I very much like my coach didn't have a game plan for me necessarily, but like I came up with like a game plan with a lot of my teammates, and like we're over here like kind of chalking things up and just like sequences that would work, man. And it wasn't like a game plan, but just stuff that I thought would work really well for this fight and things that I could kind of lead off of, and then like maybe we'll chalk up later in the later rounds and start deviating from it. So just draw them into a pattern and then start breaking these patterns,
Yeah.
And I broke the pattern right away, and that's what I got me clipped. And then from there on out, it was just a fight, and it worked out well because another big part of my game plan was just kind of overwhelm him and just put a good pace on him and just stay heavy with my attacks and keep him backing up a little bit. And so that started helping out a little bit. But that being said, is once I got clipped, it was just fight or flight mode, and kind of just went off instincts and then just kind of like turned it into more of a fight and a brawl. And I don't know, kind of went back to my old ways, I guess.
Yeah, for sure, man. And your jiu-jitsu actually looked phenomenal. You almost had the Goga Plata on him at one point, and you ended up finishing with the guillotine. So was that something you were really looking forward to in this fight, was using your jiu-jitsu on him?
No, I didn't. I thought it was gonna be all striking fight. I wasn't planning on shooting, and like I didn't take a shot too. I want to clarify that to everybody. Like I didn't shoot on him. If anything, I think he's the only one that went for the takedown. But the only time the fights hit the ground is when we were dropping each other, which is stupid. But yeah, the only time the fights hit the mat really is when we dropped each other, and then that final takedown is what kind of like finished it up for me. But no, not any of it kind of was like in my head. Was that it was like I was gonna take him down and try to use my jiu-jitsu. I pretty much thought like if I was gonna get a takedown or if it was gonna end up on the mat, it's because he dropped me or I dropped him, and that's really what ended up happening too. So that kind of played out to where I wanted it to, but like literally like a small portion of my warm up was the ground game. Like so, I necessarily didn't see a submission coming, you know.
Yeah, and then once you had him, you were on his neck, and of course, you ended up getting the submission with the guillotine. When did you realize you were gonna be able to do that? I mean, you had it on super tight, pretty much from once you hit the ground, it looked like it was over. Pretty much from there. I mean, the announcers were saying this is done. You had it on so tight, he looked like he was in so much pain. And so, when did you kind of realize that that you had it?
I didn't necessarily know if I had it or not, but in my head that was a wrap on the fight, kind of like in a sense of like I was like, okay, I have Kai France. He's an amazing kickboxer, man, and like I have him shooting in on me. If I have Kai France shooting in on me, like he's deviating from his game plan for sure, and that means that things are like picking up really well for me. So I knew in a sense like if he's shooting on me, I kind of already have him beat in a sense, you know. And I didn't know if the guillotine was gonna take place, but like. As much as I was saying, like, I wasn't trying to like fight on the ground, I wasn't trying to avoid it either. If he took me down or like I was going to go with that, I was going to defend a takedown. There's no point in that because jiu-jitsu's a really strong point that I think I had over him specifically. So I was like, if he takes me down, man, it's probably better off for me. But yeah, I didn't necessarily know if I had it, but I knew I was going to attack with it and just stay there. And if the moment he escaped the guillotine, or if he escaped that guillotine, I was just going to stay attacking heavy with the jiu-jitsu plan, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, just kind of going off that, you obviously you beat Kai France. He was number 7 in the world and in the flyweight division. So that is without a doubt the biggest victory of your career. So kind of going forward, I know you were a little hard on yourself in your post-fight interview, as you always have been. But do you have your eyes set on it? I know you had mentioned maybe the top 5 in your post-fight press conference. The top 5 here, you got Benavidez, Brandon Moreno, Askarov, Alex Perez, Pantoja, and then even Jussier Formigas at 6. So do any of those names jump out to you?
I want Jussier Formiga or Benavidez, man. I think they're the only 2 that aren't booked right now. But yeah, Jussier Formiga or Benavidez, I think would be great fights for me. If I could keep projecting up, those are 2 most ideal fights for me. I would like either one of those, and just it'd be an honor more than anything, you know. Like how cool is that? Be fighting Jussier Formiga, top 5 or whatever it is, man. And like I don't know, it's more of like I can't believe that we're here, and I can actually make a call out to one of these guys, and like I can like I want to fight Joseph Benavidez, and then I don't have like a bunch of people saying like, well, fucking earn a fight with Joseph Benavidez. Like I earned it. Like we're here, bro. Like fighting Joseph Benavidez or fighting Jussier Formiga isn't unlikely now, and it's like the craziest thing to me. So
I'm sure it's surreal, and then I bet even more surreal is getting fighted than that.
No, that wasn't surreal at all. The moment we were watching the fights, and I'm not trying to shit on anybody, but like I just didn't think it was like an exciting card so far.
Yeah.
Besides the Royval fight or whatever, I thought they did a good job, but like I was like, this money's for the taking. So I went out there, I was like, I'm fighting Kai France, man. We're gonna make 50 G's for sure, bro. There's even a point in that fight where like after I had that spinning back elbow, we got up, and then I think we threw another combination. I think I dropped him again, and we got back up, and we both caught eyes for a second, and I was like, we're getting 50 G's, baby. And like he did the like, yeah, we are. Like so there was a moment where like I said something to him, and I think he was like, he gave me like the nod of approval, like, yeah, we're making fucking money for sure this time.
That
so
is.
I had when I walked out there, like I had in my head, I'm like, I'm making this extra money for sure. Like 50 G's for the taking, and like I'm in my first contract in the UFC right now, so the 50 G's is more important than the actual win, because I'll be making more money with the 50 G's than if I actually got like the win off that. So I knew once that like sequence happened and that, like I smiled in my head and I was like, oh yeah, we're making money today. Like we're getting that extra check for sure. So and then I think after after the fight was over, we're in the middle of a Jan Blachowicz fight, and I pretty much already got a text message from my manager saying the 50 G's is ours. And I already knew it, though. It was like, that fight was crazy. I don't know.
It's amazing to see because you're in the flyweight division, and that was almost a not division, just a year or two ago. So it's surreal to see the flyweights in the main card getting the fight of the night. It's super awesome what you guys have done. You especially as well. So did you get a chance to watch those title fights after?
Oh yeah, bro. So like I was in the interview, so I didn't really get to watch the Dominic Reyes fight, but they were trying to like funnel us out and the Adesanya fight, and I was like, oh, I have another interview coming up, and me and my corners were standing aside watching the Adesanya fight. So yeah, we weaseled it out, and the UFC I think knew like I was just full of shit, and they kind of let me get away with it and just watch from the sidelines. So yeah, bro, I gotta watch it live, which is like the coolest. I don't know, bro, that was so cool because like
that's amazing.
Like I've been to a couple of UFC events, and I've been to a WEC event, and that was the closest I've ever been to like an actual dope ass fight like that, and I was just like so stoked,
I can't even imagine. Yeah, I bet. And did that fight kind of play out the way you thought it would, with Adesanya kind of dominating?
Yeah. Adesanya is such a good striker, man. So fluid. I didn't really know where. Besides power and stuff, I didn't really know where Costa could have him beat.
Yeah, exactly. And then I one last question was I know I'd asked you this a couple weeks ago, was the Figueiredo Garbrandt fight is coming up closer. It's probably about a month away, month and a half, I think. And so do you have a prediction for that one? Has your thoughts changed at all on that? I think you had.
No, my thoughts haven't changed on that. I still think Figueiredo's going to take it, but I'm not sure, man. What's more important for us is that they're going to put on a great show, and they're going to rep for the flyweights, and I think that's more important than who wins the fight, at least to me, because whoever wins, I don't really give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I want to fight both of them, and so whoever wins, it is what it is, man. But for me, what's important and what they are going to do, because they're just both great fighters like that, is they're going to go out there and put on a show,
Yeah, I love how you mentioned, it's so good for the flyweights. You guys this division's like skyrocketing right now. It's amazing to see. I bet Dana's pretty, happy with it. But
because you got to think about. I think the week before me, we have Tyson Nam. I think he bonused out. Like, I'm pretty sure, and like I don't know. I think flyweights are making some bonuses, and like sure. I bonused out with Tim Elliott. Tim Elliott's an exciting fighter. Like we have a lot of good guys in that division that are exciting for the most part.
For sure. Yeah. And did the thought in your head ever creep in where you're like, oh my God, I'm like in the middle of a main card on a pay-per-view in Abu Dhabi, like Adesanya, like light heavyweight title. Did that ever did it ever come to you where you're like, wow, I'm here? Or was that kind of
Yeah, absolutely, man. I feel like I get really big anxiety before my fights, and I get that
I can imagine.
I don't want to fight anymore, man. I hit that I don't even want to fight anymore. But this one, I'm number 9 in the world right now. I'm fighting number 7. If I lose this fight, I'm not gonna get cut from the UFC. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They're not gonna cut me off losing to number 9 or to losing to number 7, and then more importantly, I'm here, man. If I wasn't right here in this card, I'd be at home with all my boys watching this card, just hanging out and just being stoked about the fights as it is. And the fact that I could be a part of something like that, man, just means the world to me. And the fact that I'm across the world right now, I'm in Abu Dhabi, bro. It's the greatest thing ever. I've never even been out of the country, so for me to be out here in this private island and just all this stuff, it really means the world to me, man. I really can't express it enough. It was this whole entire thing. I was signing out, I'm signing autographs, or I'm signing posters and stuff, and Adesanya's right next to me signing posters. And I just want to be like, bro, you signed this, and I knew that he probably he's a Kai Car France. It's his boy, And,
yeah.
So I'm over here I know the situation. I know what it is. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm sitting next to a fucking style bender right now. This is too cool, And just enjoying the moment, because even if I was not in the UFC, I wasn't a fighter, that would be that would have made my day just sitting next to Adesanya. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So like, I would have been telling everybody like, bro, like, I was still calling my boys up and just like, dude, I'm sitting next to Adesanya. Dude, today. So this is the coolest thing. This is the coolest like part of like, I think this is the coolest thing that's ever happened to me, man. Is today Big Nog comes walking by me in the hotel, and like I see him and he sees me and he walks up to me. He goes, "Hey, can I get a picture with you?" And I was like, "You want a picture with me, bro?" Like, dude, I was gonna ask you for a picture, but like I didn't want to bug you or anything. And he goes, "Oh, I want to get a picture." And next thing you know, I'm doing a video with Big Nog, and I'm like, this is like I'm a jiu-jitsu, I love jiu-jitsu with like everything I have, you know, I think I'm a striker. I like to say I'm a striker, but that being said, is I'm like, jiu-jitsu is like one of my favorite things. I teach jiu-jitsu. I'm a black belt. Jiu-jitsu is kind of what like got me here. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a lot of subs and stuff, and like the fact that Big Nog like even wanted to say, like, he knows my name, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's the greatest thing, man. This is all so surreal to me. I wish I could like, I don't know, man. I like pinching myself all the time, you know?
Yeah, I can imagine, man. So one last thing was actually, do you plan on fighting in 2020, or do you have your sights set on a date yet, or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not positive, but like Kai Car France, it's hard, man. Like, I might have a concussion going on here. I'm not really sure, but I do want to play it safe with like sparring in the next few months, like in a month, you know. Like, I don't want to get hit in the next month for sure. So training's gonna be dialed back, but I definitely want to fight in December or something like of that sort. So I want to stay active, and I think staying active is super key to me, because like I went in that fight like really with like a lot less anxiety than I've ever had before, and I think that's just because I didn't fight that, like I fought pretty recently, you know. So staying active is really important to me, and now that I'm in the UFC and UFC's popping fights off left and right, man, like it's a good opportunity for me to just start like making a name for myself and trying to get recognized, you know. So yeah.
Sure. Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. Well, thanks for, giving me some time, man. I really appreciate it. I did want to point out, I did win some money betting on you. You were the betting underdog, and I had a feeling I thought you would win. I know we had talked a couple weeks ago, so I was betting you this whole time. So I won some money on you. So thank you for that.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, that's like my favorite thing to hear, man. Like people tell me before the fights, "Hey, I bet $30," and I'm like, "Don't tell me that, bro. I don't want to like have that anxiety of you losing, like, and like on me, you know." But the fact of the matter is that like after I win, bro, it's like the greatest thing. I'm like, we made money together. Like, how cool? Like, how cool is that? And then I feel like somebody invested in me too. So it's like the coolest thing ever. So I appreciate that, man. I really do.
Yeah, thank you. It certainly wasn't 50 G's, but I'll take it. So,
Yeah.
thanks for giving me some time, man. Brandon Raw Dog Royval, ladies and gentlemen. Do you want to plug anything before you head out?
Yeah. EAP Glass, man. I have a great sponsor that's just helping me out, and they help me on a day-to-day basis and week-to-week basis, man. I could not do any of this without them. And like I said, I quit my job wholeheartedly that without them, you know. So it's the greatest thing ever. And then shout out to Alex. I'm gonna give a rock on or something. Shout out to my boy Alex Hernandez. All right, thank you very much, bro.